Hi, this is Digital Fam, and welcome to Overland, the YouTube channel that focuses on the OVR.ai platform and its community. But I will go on to say that it also focuses on or touches on other metaverses or platforms similar seemingly to OVR.ai. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about a few things in the news that I really wanted to talk about last week, but I just got around to doing it today, and it's rather late, but who cares? So, the first thing I want to touch upon is number one, I saw an article about roadblocks, and let's go to that right now. Oops, that is not the article. Here's the article on roadblocks. And basically, I'll put the link in the description below, but it's saying that David Baszucki, CEO of Roblox Corporation. Now, if you don't know Roblox, that means you don't have kids. I believe they went IPO maybe a month or 2 months ago. So, Roblox, they are trying to or touting themselves as a metaverse. Now, what is a metaverse? So I need to say this, and the reason why I can say this is because number one, it's my YouTube channel, and number two, that's just the kind of person I am. I'm going to say what I want to say, hopefully really diplomatic without hurting anybody's feelings. And with that said, if your feelings get hurt, that is not on me. That is actually on you. You are allowed to decide and to choose how you react to your outside world, whether it's audio, visual, or experiential sensory. I guess audio and visual are types of senses, aren't they? Anyway, let's get to it. So, what is a metaverse? We kind of all know what a metaverse is. We have some idea. We accept and assume, oh, this is a metaverse, but we haven't really sat down or looked at it recently. So I will today. So of course I'm going on to Wikipedia. Maybe a lot of you don't consider Wikipedia as the source, but I'm just going to go to it for simplicity's sake. So here Wikipedia says, like, who even wrote this? I don't know, but obviously it was approved by Wikipedia's editors. The metaverse is a collective virtual shared space created by the convergence of virtually enhanced physical reality and physical persistent virtual space, comma, including the sum of all worlds, augmented reality, and the internet. That was a mouthful. I don't know about you. So I'm just going to like keep that there for a bit. And maybe if you want to absorb that sentence, to me, that doesn't really say much, especially when it's so late and my brain's not working. So why am I doing this video? Because I can. So to me, a metaverse, meta, I guess meaning, to me, meta means like a lot of, but apparently here I'm wrong. Like I don't know Latin. So apparently meta, the prefix for meta means beyond. Okay, so it's beyond verse, beyond the universe. I don't know if that's really the right, I don't even know if we're using that correctly, because the verse, universe, and we all know what the universe is, so we've been told by science and science books. Um, so beyond the verse or universe doesn't really make sense now that I'm thinking about it. Like in today's video, this very day, it doesn't make sense to me, because if it's beyond a verse, a universe, maybe I just have to switch my perception, because to me, beyond is outwardly. Could it be inwardly? Inwardly? I guess it can. That we are probably going to touch on metaphysics and quantum physics and, that whole meditation type of thing, and spirituality and consciousness. So let's not go there. This is not the video for it. So to me, this whole resurgence or exponential resurgence of the term metaverse is starting to annoy me, because now everybody and anybody, a company, a gaming company, they're all just using it because it's trending, or they're not really thinking about what it really means. And that's me too. When I tweet about Overland or OVR.ai, I use the hashtag metaverse. I use the hashtag metaverse because I'm like everybody else. Just using it to draw attention to my tweets or anywhere where I post about OVR.ai, and because it's like I'm just doing what everybody else is doing. But I'm really thinking that we're not really using the term. So when I came across this article on Wired, where they were talking about Roblox wanting to build out a metaverse. Okay, from what we know, that what from what we've been using the term metaverse, okay, sure, why not? I mean, the first time I've heard of a metaverse was back in 2004, 2005, when I'm going to talk about Second Life. Second Life was a 3D virtual world created by Linden Labs, a company out in Silicon Valley, and they started it in 2003, I believe. And Second Life still exists today. I will put the link in the description. I have mentioned a lot in several of my previous videos about Second Life. So I will put the link in the description to their platform. Or you know what? Why don't we just go to it right now for those of you that don't know about Second Life? So to me, Second Life was an actual first metaverse for me. Wow, they changed their website, which I love. Okay, they really changed their website, which is really great. So to me, when I first got on Second Life, it was fantastic because it truly was a second life. At that time, I was nursing in Texas. And as much as I now miss the nursing profession, back then I was having challenges with accepting that could be my potential career for the rest of my life. As you know, it's not, because I am no longer a nurse. But what Second Life did for me is actually made me a better person. And the reason why I say this is because ever since I was young, I was quite creative, and I've always wanted to be an architect, one of the things I wanted to be. And so what Second Life did for me was it allowed me to become the architect that I knew I could be. It also allowed me to become a business entrepreneur in terms of selling real estate. Now let's talk about real estate. Yes, in Second Life, like in a lot of these so-called metaverses, or I call them sandbox games, like the Sandbox or Decentraland or Upland or anything else that's coming out right now that requires you or enables you to purchase a type of virtual land or property. Um, where am I going with this? Yes. So in Second Life, I was able to do that as well. Unlike Anshi Chung, I think her name is Eileen Graff, and I did speak about her in an earlier video, saying that she is the first human to actually make over $1 million in sales in virtual land. This was back in 2006 or 2007. No, let's call it 2006. There was a Business Week article. If I find that article, I'll put in the link in the description. But I did do a video about it like a few months ago. So with Second Life, all these other metaverses and games that are coming out, or sandbox games, are really no different. Roblox is no different. The only thing that is different is that it's reaching a totally different demographic, in my opinion, and that demographic is kids. So I have a coworker whose child is 7 years old, and she got into Roblox. I got into Roblox, or I knew about Roblox maybe 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I'm thinking 3 years ago. And I do have an account, and I actually even have a YouTube channel where I do play a few Roblox games in addition to Minecraft on an iPad. I'll put that link in the description too, in case you want to watch that. But so in terms of metaverses, oh my gosh, this is not scripted. I was thinking of doing this Twitch live, but I'm actually just recording it because I don't want to edit it. So the point is, when I saw this article about Roblox, I kind of like guffawed. And I was like, really? Like, really, though? Like, everybody now is talking about being a company or a gaming platform that wants to create like the metaverse. Okay, go to town. So I'm thinking that whatever you want to call metaverse, to me now, metaverse is like, it's like a bunch of people can come on and access it through browser or mobile, or maybe virtual reality device, can play together, can create. It has its own economy. So obviously you create something and then you can sell it based on that platforms' currency. And for all of these, they have their own currency. Second Life had the currency Linden Dollar. Decentraland has the currency of mana tokens or coins. Roblox has a currency of Robux, I believe. And Upland has the currency of, I don't remember. And then there was a recent video that I did comparing OVR to Earth2. And if you want to watch that video, you can click right here, but don't forget to come back to this video. So, and I believe Upland, or no, Earth2.io, I did a recent comparison. Their currency is the dollar. Oh my God, I hope I'm saying that right. Yes. So I came across this Roblox thing and it kind of made me not pissed, but it was like, yeah, no, I'm not buying it in terms of creating a metaverse. So to me now, a metaverse is basically what I just said maybe 2 minutes ago, something where everybody can congregate together collectively, create community, particularly create and generate their own world, their land. They can create digital assets to use in the land and to sell it and become part of an economy. Now, I went, once you're on the internet, it leads you to other things. So then it led me to this article from the Economic Times or Indian Times. And they were talking about, so here it is, Into the Mysterious World of Metaverse, a fully realized digital space that exists beyond the analog. And I briefly read this article, and they were talking about when the metaverse was first coined, and it was by a writer, Neil Stephenson, when he first wrote his novel in 1992 called Snow Crash. I heard of the novel, I have never really read it. And then, of course, everybody who knows or who's seen the movie, I think Netflix is coming out with Ready Player One, but it is a novel first, and I do recommend you read the novel because that'll give you a really good sense of where the metaverse and augmented reality and all this thing is really going to take us. So I read this article, and then they mentioned Roblox, they mentioned Fortnite and Animal Crossing. So I'm pretty sure you've heard of Fortnite. It's like another I always get that wrong. MMORPG, multiplayer, blah blah blah. I'll put it in the description. Excuse me for forgetting. And so Roblox, Fortnite, and Animal Crossing, they are considered metaverses if you want to. Yeah, I would say that. Because they have their own economy, you can create community and you can create things. I came across this article and I was like, okay. Then they talked about the building things on the blockchain. They touched upon Decentraland. Um, where? Didn't even say. Yes, Mana is a currency world called Decentraland, or the currency of a virtual world called Decentraland, which I mentioned later. And I'm sorry if this video right now is going all over the place, but I'm gonna, it's just a video basically talking about what I found on the internet and my opinions on it, and kind of like doing a very light comparison of all these so-called metaverses that that I found recently and I wanted to talk about in comparison to OVR.ai. And then someone on the Telegram group mentioned about The Walking Dead and that The Walking Dead was partnering with, I believe, Sandbox. And I was like, what? So there was some chatter, some really interesting chatter around that. And I was saying, like, wow, imagine if it was like, I would so be in that. I would so want to be involved, like a augmented reality Walking Dead. Like, I could just imagine that would be like just so exciting for me. And then I wanted to actually see what that was all about. And so I did. So over here, I went to the Sandbox website and it was like, oh, yay, The Walking Dead. I heard about Sandbox. To be honest, I've never really delved into it. I just thought, oh, yeah, it's another one of those Decentraland things. So as I explored further, I realized that The Walking Dead and Sandbox, it's not augmented reality. It's not like I could be in a real world with my, I don't know, augmented reality glasses or mobile phone and run around trying to not be killed by Walking Dead zombies in the real world using augmented reality. It is not that. It's actually within the sandbox, and it's just like any other sandboxed, that's what they call it, sandbox game, meaning it's in a closed system, it's central, and it's not like out in the real world like OVR.ai. We'll get to that later. Okay, so then I was like, oh, I was kind of disappointed about that. And then I kind of went on and I looked at some, I was on Twitter, and then I saw this tweet way back in. Well, I didn't catch it in June 8. I think I caught it last week or 2 weeks ago, and I wanted to remember it. I wanted to remember that I wanted to touch upon it. So it was like, oh wow! It says here, the Guild of Guardians and Sandbox are having a partnership, and I was like, whoa! Well, what is that all about? That's kind of interesting. And as I explored further, let me see if I can explore it further. Okay, that's just the sandbox. I was trying to see exactly what the sandbox. Oh, okay, that's my Google search. Oh yes, here it is. Here it is. So I did this Google search and it said Guild of Guardians and the Sandbox partner to bring the metaverse to gaming NFTs. And I'm thinking, there's that word metaverse again, to gaming NFTs. Okay, that's different. And by that's different is that now, like Decentraland, you can create digital assets and sell them on the blockchain. Like I think it's, well, you buy them with crypto token. So in Decentraland, it's Mana or MANA. Gosh, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And so the digital asset you create in Decentraland is an NFT that you buy with a Mana token or coin, and it's on, I guess, the blockchain. So as you know, if you don't know, NFTs are non-fungible tokens, and it means that basically, oh gosh, let's look that up right now. I don't want to like even bosh um that definition, especially this late at night. Okay, okay. So over here, it says here, I have to do this because there's a camera right here and I can't see the rest of the words. A non fungible token is a unit of data stored on a digital ledger, blockchain. Oh, there it is, called the blockchain, that certifies a digital asset to be unique and therefore not interchangeable. And if you don't know already, the art community is all about the NFTs, and that's another video. Actually, I did do a video on an NFT artist whose work got was one of the 100 NFT art that Binance NFT platform launched. And if you want to see that video, you can click right up here. That artist is Luis Buenaventura. And yeah, click that video right up here if you want to see that. But don't forget to come to this video. So I was going through that whole sandbox. Oh, where was that? Or is it? Here it is, this article. And I was like, And then I was thinking, Guild of Guardians is a well-known game, and they have a number of characters in it. And so basically you can, I guess, it says here, okay, let's just read this. We have assigned 3 heroes which will exist across the metaverse. These are Leah, Miera, and Varric. And it says here that there'll be so it's a limited number of these NFTs that you can get, and then they will just like airdrop it. You just have to sign up, and it says here how you can be eligible. I will put the link in the description to this article if you want to read more, if you want to join that. But the reason why I'm touching on this sandbox slash partnership with the Guild of Guardians is because it said something about a metaverse. And again, I wanted to see how that fared with OVR.ai. And it doesn't. I mean, it's great for people who are all into this. And could I get into it? Yeah, I think I could. Absolutely. It's a game. I love games, but it definitely is not OVR.ai. And then I came across that tweet. Where was it? Oh, yeah, my neighbor Alice. And I had to look up this. Oh, okay, this is something different. You know how when you're on Twitter, it leads you to something. It's just like YouTube. You are on a certain YouTube channel, and then, YouTube serves you up a whole bunch of other videos, and you're like, okay, I'll click that. So here. So I came across Axie Infinity, and I was like, oh, what is this? Is this another? It is another type of metaverse. And I was thinking, well, this doesn't look like anything like it's going to be compared to OVR.ai. To me, again, it's a sandbox game. It's quite interesting. This is the first time I'm looking at it. I mean, I did find it, so I made sure to put the tab up so I can do this video. So let's go here. It's like, oh, you can battle. Like, who doesn't love a great battle? Oh, it's coming soon. You can buy land, and and it's coming soon too. And if you know what, and you could even tell that if I click on the Axie Infinity marketplace, and you can buy land, which is, I believe, Ether, Ethereum, ETH. I'm not even sure. But by looking at these plots of land, I believe it's gray tiles again. Where did we see those tiles? An Earth.io, Earth2.io. Oh yeah. I'm thinking, yeah, no. This is again another sandboxed type of game, and it doesn't layer anything over the real world like OVR.ai, where you can literally own property that are shaped like hexagons, and each hexagon is 300 square meters apiece, and each hexagon that you can bid on and actually own is directly related to the geolocation of the real world, and you can build augmented reality experiences. So if you've heard of Pokemon Go, it's similar to that, except it doesn't have to be a game. If you go on OVR.ai, you can bid on land, you own your overland, otherwise known as hexagons or hexes, and you can create an augmented reality experience, or you don't have to create it. You can commission someone to create an AR experience. Yeah, to me, what did we cover? We covered Roblox, Fortnite, Roblox wanting to be the metaverse of all metaverses. We covered like Sandbox, and I was disappointed that the Walking Dead's partnership with Sandbox was not really an augmented reality, but it was like something you can play in game, in world, in sandbox game. We covered Axie Infinity and that you can buy land. So when I was talking about on Axie Infinity, I was talking about this. This is what I meant when it's like a farm. To me, farmland. Did I say farmland? Farmville. It's just like you can get your own, I don't know, little animals. Look at that. Cute little animals. There it is. I said Axie Infinity is a Pokemon inspired universe where anyone can earn tokens through skilled gameplay. That's what. That was what I was reading off. And that's when I said, yeah, it's definitely not an OVR.ai. Remember when I told you I was on Second Life? And that was the first time I ever heard of metaverses. Well, I thought about metaverses, and let me share you something. So I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna share with you a blog that I wrote that I had long time ago. And I did say this in another video, and I will try to click, I'll find that video and try to put it up here. But if you're going to click on this thing up here to see where I talked about this Second Life thing, then don't forget to come back to this one. So I did a blog post on August 23rd, and I called it Metaverses, the Effects on the Greater Consciousness. I'm not going to go through this. I'll put the link in the description so you can read it. And I forgot what I wrote about. But so my concept was I ended up creating this on a big, oh god, that's so small. I ended up creating this literally on a big piece of paper, like really huge. And then I decided, well, why don't I just go on to Second Life and create it? And I did recreate a version of this year just to replicate this. So my theory, oh, look at this. I even have a theory. May I just read this for you, please? Oh, please be patient while I read this, because I would love to know what my theory of metaverses was. So I say each metaverse serves as a platform for various like minds. Well, not that far off, to connect and collaborate as they see fit. There may be similar projects being collaborated on in any other metaverses, and that is a good thing because ultimately the energies of all are somehow connected and related anyway and on an esoteric level. Oh, I think this was done when I was heavily into metaphysics kind of stuff. Increasing the frequency or vibrational of a specific thought project. Okay, you know what? Let's just stop here because I'm kind of like weirding myself out. I'm not weirding myself out. I like what I'm saying. I just have to process what I said. So, yes, what do you guys think of this very mishmash all over the place video? So, in this video, I hope I did what I wanted to accomplish anyway for myself. I wanted to share it with you. I wanted to explore my feelings about Roblox wanting to become like the metaverse of all metaverses. And I wanted to talk about how I felt that the term metaverse was being used just because it's a buzzword. And, we're just coming out of a second stage pandemic. Who knows if we're still going to be on lockdown? And let's talk about that for a while. So here's something interesting. Um, so in that article, they were saying that Roblox and Decentraland have seen, and all these other metaverse games have seen a rise in player numbers or new players. And they are attributing that to COVID because everybody is now, has had to be forced to stay home under lockdown or limited access to their normal life going out. So therefore, they're gravitating to something to keep them occupied and entertained. So here's something I want to say, and this is just my own humble opinion. I find it quite interesting. Second Life came about, and I understood the purpose for Second Life for me. The way it was called Second Life, it was the perfect name for it. For me, it was a completely second life. I was able to live out my alter ego. I played out the photojournalist that I wanted to be. I played out the architect that I wanted to be. And, I was actually commissioned by a number of people that wanted me to build 3D buildings for their offices. And I got paid in Linden dollars. And then I transferred that into PayPal. So US fiat currency. So I made extra money and I made good money in Second Life. I didn't create animations or anything like that. I mostly created furniture, builds. I bought land, rented out. I bought land, built apartments and storefronts and stuff and rented that out, and an art gallery. So in Second Life, I got to live out all my different alter egos. And it made me a better nurse. Why? I mean, I was always a good nurse, don't get me wrong. But internally, I was able to enjoy and give even more to the patients that I serviced because there was a part of me or an extension of me that was able to channel out that creativity that I wouldn't have otherwise done. So I got to realize the architect that I was. I got to realize the real estate, you know, emerging mogul that I was. I got to realize, the community builder that I was. And that was in me. And that still is in me. So for that, I thank Second Life. And I also got to meet wonderful, wonderful people in Second Life who I'm still in touch with today that I've seen in real life, believe it or not. In terms of Minecraft, oh my God, let's not talk about Minecraft is a metaverse. I love Minecraft. I even had a server and I created a bunch of not created, but I played with different people. And then of course there's also Hypixel that, it's like part of the Minecraft platform. That's a metaverse in its own. And there's Fortnite, and then there's so many other battle royale type of games or just amazing games that you can connect with people. But regardless of the type of metaverse platform or 3D gaming closed system that you or people find themselves enjoying, the underlying thing is there's always a sense of community. Whether it's you're role playing, you end up role playing, but you're still connecting with like minded people and forming a sense of community and digital friendships. Now, will those digital friendships be taken further into real life? Not sure. I know for a fact that there are digital friendships that I have, I don't know, like stumbled across in the OVR.ai community. And will I see them in real life? Who knows, right? There are some that choose not to show their faces, which is fine. And there are some people that are fine just showing their faces and their real names, which is that, I respect everybody and how they want to choose to interact digitally. But oh my God, I didn't mean to go this long, but what I want to say is Second Life to me proved its a purpose and still does. And I'm pretty sure all the other metaverses or sandbox games or other games, whether they sit on the blockchain or whether you whether they're an NFT, to me that doesn't matter. The interesting thing is the fact that more and more of this is coming about kind of tells me something. And to me, it tells me that people are bored with their real life because this is just my opinion. Because why else? You know, I gotta be careful what I say. And when I say people are bored with their real life in general, I know that on the other side of that statement, which is like a two-sided coin, it's not really bored like I was when I went on to Second Life, as opposed to the other side is you get to be creative and create and imagine. And creating is one of the best frequencies ever because you're in the zone, you're creating, you're feeling good, whatever it is you're making. So it doesn't matter what you're creating, just the aspect of creating and that energy of creating is a really, really good feeling. And so then I guess I'm going to not rebuttal myself, but I just said a few seconds ago or 30 a minute ago how the fact that there are more metaverses and platforms where you can create, to me when I said people are just bored of real life, maybe I'm just realizing now maybe it's not just boredom, but there are platforms for them to just create and imagine, just like what I did in Second Life. So that was a great exercise. I came on like wanting to explore Walking Dead, only to find that article on Roblox that kind of pissed me off. And then now I'm just coming into a realization that all these metaverses really are just an extensions or platforms or channels for us to extend our creativity. So with that said, because this is an OVR.ai focused channel, let's get to talking about OVR.ai. Doesn't matter if you are all about the Decentraland or the Sandbox or the Axie Infinity or anything else that's out there, Upland, Earth2, IO, doesn't matter. At this point in time, I still have not found or come across a viable competitor to OVR.ai. OVR.ai is so much more. The fact that they truly have layered platform over the real world that absolutely um, layers over the exact geolocation of the earth, even on over an ocean, and you can bid anywhere, bid on a hexagon, bid on 100 hexagons at a time, go to town with it, and that it is an NFT. You do own it. It does sit on the blockchain. But more than that, it's all about augmented reality. It's all about augmented reality. I know I said in a previous video that to me augmented reality had a lot to me was but much a lot better than virtual reality because with virtual reality you had to experience it in a closed system like closed headset. Virtual reality, I mean augmented reality, we experience it layered over our world, just like Pokemon Go, or just like those Snapchat filters, or any of those filters that you put over. That's augmented reality. You are laying something that's created over your real face, like through a camera. We're using augmented reality every day. The cosmetics industry, the beauty industry is doing it for, they have apps where women can try on sets of makeup, shades of lipstick, hair color, hairstyles, clothing. That's not new. But the exciting thing about OVR.ai is that they are providing a platform all over the world where people can create these augmented reality experience. It could be music, it could be sports, it could be an art gallery, it could be a game, it could be education, it could be, can you just even imagine? I mean, it has so much business cases. And I'm going to say this, if people are going to ask, what am I going to do with my overland? What's the real world doing? Whatever business case is out there for the real world, that's what you can do on your overland, otherwise known as hexagons or hexes. Like literally. Um, for sports and entertainment, imagine the Super Bowl and whoever owns the hexagons over any Super Bowl stadium in the future. You can, the brands that are going to be sponsoring that can rent those overlands if they don't own it, too bad, and create augmented reality experiences for the people that are actually physically watching the Super Bowl. Hopefully that we can. And here's another thing I wanted to mention. So this whole metaverse thing. Now here's this is where it's going to get a little bit dark. I did start writing a science fiction novel or digital novel um, about this sci-fi imagined world of mine where we couldn't go out. We literally, it was dangerous to go outside because of pollution. The waters were really bad. All the waters were so polluted that for some reason, systems could no longer filter or clean the water up. So people were dying, people already died, people were slowly dying because they had these diseases. The air was no longer healthy for us, so people had to stay inside and they were very sick. Now, in this digital novel I wrote, I called it a green zone. And I think this novel was like 15 years old now or 20 years. I'm not sure. I think it's over 15 years that I wrote it. And I called this thing a land in the green zone, that it was a myth that it existed. Because in the green zone, it was almost like everything was truly green. There was clean air, there was clean water, and only certain people were living there. And those people were scientists, they were the leaders, and stuff like that. So, where am I going with this? Yes, I'm starting to think that with the advent and rise of all these metaverses, it's really preparing humans to just stay at home and stay and be sedentary and be okay with interacting and playing through a screen or some kind of device, whether it's a heads up display or a virtual reality or whatever glasses, because the plans for the future is going to look grim. I mean, come on. We just went through almost 2 years of, like, over a year of the pandemic where countries were locked down. Well, some anyway. And now some are, while cities are opening up, some countries are mandating vaccines. So I'm not going to talk about, there's a whole thing, vaccines and non-vaccines. So I'm just saying that maybe this metaverse thing is just preparing us for a future where we will not be, we can just be literally hooked up to devices and where we interact. Now, is that so bad? I'm going to do another video about that because I know exactly what I'm going to say. So I'm going to stop right here. If you made it to this end, thank you so much. I'm probably babbled and somehow I probably lost a bunch of people. And if you did make it to the end, it's because thank you so much. You're so loyal to the OVR community and you just wanted to like support me in that way. So mwah. But I'm going to stop. So wherever you are in this world, have a great day, have a great evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Anyway, ciao. Bye-bye. Oh, please, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Duh. And if you did like this video, do consider giving it a thumbs up. Okay, bye-bye.